Hello, this is David Tonin with another WordPress tutorial from ministrystory.com and Marketing Integrity. This tutorial, we're going to walk you through the process of adding a page to your new website that we've created for you in WordPress. What we'll do is we'll use my website, my personal site, davidtonin.com, as an example of how to do that. I recommend having two browser windows open at the same time. One tab with your live website, a second tab with the dashboard logged into already. Having the two tabs open makes it easy to toggle back and forth between the two as you're adding the page and making adjustments to it. Now, once you're in your dashboard, the easiest thing to do is you could either add a page by clicking on the pages link here, or in the left navigation menu, once this is clicked open, you can actually just click on the Add New Page right away from here. So you click on that, what it does is it automatically opens up a new page dialog box and editing window. What you're going to want to do in the first piece is create the title or the name for your page. I recommend keeping this to 1 or 2 words only because it's going to sit in your navigation. You don't want to have a very long worded or named page in your navigation. In this case, for our example, I'll call it Demo. And then you have your toolbar, your typical word processing editing toolbar that sits here. Just below it is your actual content box, and so you click and put your cursor right here in the box, and then you can start adding your content here by typing it directly into the page here. And we'll do that, and we'll basically do that simply like that. You can type right in here, create it all right this way. This is probably the easiest way. However, if you have content in another document, a word processing document like Microsoft Word, you can paste it directly from there. So if it's Word, there's this little button here that says Paste from Word. If you click on it, it automatically opens up another box, which you can then either Control V from your keyboard or right click with your mouse, and you can paste the content right from your clipboard into it once you've taken it out of your Word document. That's the easiest way to get it in there. But what I recommend typically, unless you've already got content written, is write the content for your page right in this dialog box or this working editing box right here. Once you finish doing that with the content, you bring your cursor over here to the right hand side. Over here on the right hand side is a box that is called Publish. And as soon as you click it, the page then goes live to the web. Now, what I want to caution you on too, though, is that you have the opportunity to delay the publishing. You can leave it in draft status, so you can save it as a draft, or you can leave it to be published at some point down the road. And this is more appropriate for blog posts or whatever. If you wanted to write one today and actually publish it next week or something, you could actually assign the date that you want it to actually go live. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit the Publish button. Now, there's a couple things you need to know. In all the sites that I give you editing capability on, you have editing status only, so you can create the page, but you can't actually turn the thing live. What you do is when you hit the Publish box like this, it will assign it as published. However, the person who has administrative control, which probably about 80% of the time in the sites that I create will be myself or somebody on my team. And so you just have to quickly send an email to me and say, I've created a new page, it's called Demo, would you please turn it on? And the reason we do this is just so that if you have multiple people creating pages within or managing your site, that you don't have a whole bunch of people suddenly creating pages that you yourself haven't authorized. And that just kind of puts a little bit of a control check in there so that you don't have any issues. So once you've done that, the page is published, and all I do is I go into the back end, the administrative control panel, and I click a little box and turn it on, and the page goes live. The other thing that you just want to quickly look at is where it goes in order, and the order is important. So when you look here, you have all these different categories or pages already along the top. So this is number 1, this is number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So right now what the default is it gives it 0. But you probably don't want it to be the one on the far left, because the one on the far left is always the home button. The one on the far right is always the contact us button. That is proper navigation from a marketing perspective. So you'll typically want to assign it some other number here, usually something, let's say 3, and stick it somewhere in the middle, and that way it it would end up 2, 3, it would end up between these two here. If you wanted it to be between these two, you'd give it the number 4. So just wanted to give you that so that you're very well aware of how the structure works. And if at any time you have any questions about creating pages or how that works, you can always contact me through davidtonin.com.